Shalom. Giving all honor, all praise, and all glory to Yahweh Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Rachak Wadash. Double honors to the elder apostles and bishops of the great millstone that rule well. And as always, peace, blessings, and salutations to the hopeful elect tabernacle of David that are scattered abroad across the four winds of the earth. Now, I just want to address a few comments that was left on the brother Yerushalayim's page. Previously just did a lesson, all right, pointing out, carnal behavior from the chief priest. All right, this guy decides to pop back out, even after everything that was discovered. You would think that this dude would just lay low, keep a low profile and, self-reflect, gather himself, humble himself down, but this guy popped back out. You can see the pride on him, and the brother was highlighting, the attire, the apparel that he had, and it's definitely not something that anybody that is trying to walk that walk, all right, in the faith and trying to be in the spirit, being holy as the Lord is holy. You see that you're gonna say something. All right. Now, I'm not gonna go into the specifics of it. Just go ahead and watch this video. All right. This dude, he's pretty much doubling down. All right. You can see that this man has not truly humbled himself. But you still have some immature crybabies that have no idea what this thing is about or what they involved in, that gotta give their 2 cents, in defense of this guy. Basically that free Barabbas energy that we've been talking about. All right, so you see a few individuals on here, and I'm pretty sure they don't have no works to show forth. Probably not even in a camp. They probably just like to watch the videos and, be entertained. They probably just like how the guys speak. All right. But they have no idea, man. So there was a few comments, because I'm scrolling through, when I was watching the video. Most of the brothers, they left precepts, they left scriptures. All right. Because that's what it's all about, exalting the word of the Most High. What does the Most High say about these type of things? But then you get to unlearn that got all to say, everything to say, but they ain't got no scriptures to post, no precept to pull. So I'll let you know the levels. All right. Like you got this guy right here. You could tell he a nigga. All right. And that's the thing, the type of fruit that gravitates to this guy and his group. They're very worldly, they're emotional. They don't really consider or value leadership, true leadership. All right. They don't take too kindly to rebuke, because, a lot of them grew up in homes without fathers, so they wasn't really instructed, just like Al-Azhar himself. So here's one comment. This man says, Gorilla has edified and introduced many people, including myself, to this truth. The man made a mistake that we have no business knowing about and was betrayed by his wife and captain. So we're not supposed to say anything when the sin that he committed is made known to the public. If we have seen or heard a particular thing that happens, we see it, we're not supposed to say anything because his wife put it out there. So that means that if we go along with it and we respond to it, we're wicked. This is their logic. All right. he also says the information is years old and he has since been repentant. Well, there's no way of telling because this man, uh, he's popping back out and the guy is more proud than ever. All right. And it's just a matter of the fact that the dude ended up getting caught, that the man all of a sudden ends up having to address the nation. All right. With a sad countenance, hanging his head downwardly. But we don't know if that man is, truly remorseful. He seemed more hurt that somebody that was up under him at one point that he had a relationship with, all right, decided to out him. You know, they're forgetting that the Most High ultimately is the one that pretty much allowed him to be exposed. Let's just start with that, man. Let's grab Second Esdras, and I brought this out before. The Lord said he would search out your sins and put you to shame, showing you that you can't hide or escape judgment. And that's pretty much what these people are they're having a hard time understand. All right, that this was judgment, and the scriptures say evil men understand not judgment. You know, Second Esdras 16 and verse I'll start at 62. It says, yeah, and the spirit of Almighty God, which made all things and searcheth out all hidden things in the secrets of the earth. Surely he knoweth your inventions, your devices, your plans, your plots, and what you think in your hearts, in your mind, even them that sin and would hide their sin. All right. And, he thought it was just going to be kept in-house. But hey, that demon that he had, she was scorned, and she decided to, put it out there. And all these things would have, I'm pretty sure, been avoided had he followed exactly what he likes to push. If he would have practiced what he preach, because a lot of these jakes are making a note about how he brought so many to Israel and he done woke so many people up. Yeah, that's fine. He put in all that work, but the scriptures that he was out there, quoting and reciting, he wasn't applying towards himself, and ended up getting caught up. So this is what comes with, when you exalt yourself. Shame. All right. It tells you that shame follows after pride. The man thought he was, squeaky clean. At least putting up that facade, like the scribes and the wicked, hypocritical scribes and Pharisees, sitting in Moses' seat. It says, therefore have the Lord exactly searched out all your works, and he will put you all to shame. All right. That's what that's what the scriptures say. You search out all your works, the things that you thought would be hidden, and he will put you to shame. And that's what happened with Alazar. He got put to shame because he exalted himself and he didn't come to the fear of the Lord. So the Lord discovered his secrets and cast him down in the midst of the congregation. Sirach 1:30. That's what happened. We figure, hey, this is judgment of Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai. He's fed up. So he allowed that situation to unfold before the congregation, before the public. And you think after such humiliation, the dude would keep a low profile and chill out for a minute. Nope. He back to his usual. That man has no shame, and he has no true uh, 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 humility. But they want to, continue to praise this guy. Who cares what he did in the past, man? The scriptures say there was one that is wise and instructive many, but is unprofitable to himself. He's not applying the wisdom that he teaches. Let me see if I can find that. Was it Sirach 37? Yep, Sirach 37 and 19. And it says, there is one that is wise and teacheth many, and yet is unprofitable to himself. There is one that is sure of wisdom in words, right? Like Paul said, through good words and fair speeches, deceive the hearts of the simple, because he's still going off on particular doctrines. He's still going off. And our job is when we hear something going off, we correct it. And Jake think that that's clout chasing, because you can tell that Jake is just, they're young and impressionable, they're immature. They don't understand the gravity of this, man. So it says, there is one that showeth wisdom in words and is hated, he shall be destitute of all food. All right. So, you can bring these things up, but really, you siding with this dude, you're only marking yourself. Now, you don't want to be partaker of another man's sins, trying to defend him. So, all these complaints. He also says the information is years old and he has since been repented. You don't know that. He can be saying that, but you don't know that. So with that, whoever continues to bring up his transgressions are sinners and hypocrites according to scripture. That's interesting. So when you see something, and let's go to Leviticus 5. It's no wonder why Moses, he felt like the Most High was damn near trying to kill him by making him responsible over these people, man. Our people, they're different. Leviticus 5 and 1, it says, if you are called to testify about something you have seen or that you know about, it is sinful to refuse to testify, and you will be punished for your sin. Do you understand that? Obviously they don't, but the guy that they're caping for, he pushed the law. He's chief priest. All right. He values the old standard. All right, of the covenant. That you got to live completely by the law. Still pushing the law of sacrifice, and we're going to be sacrificing in the kingdom of heaven and all this other stuff. But now all of a sudden he gets a pass and he gets an exemption because why? Because he's guerrilla Hebrew. Yahushua said, if a man comes in his own name, you will receive him. But if I say I'm the son of the Most High, you got an issue. So it's clear that a lot of this is coming from an emotional standpoint, and because a lot of these Jakes, they clearly have a respecter of persons. You know, a lot of these people fell in love with the code of personality of the chief priests. All right. Let me go down. And here's another one. It says, "Here you all are." November. I don't know who this is. It says here, and this might be a woman. All right, showing you that a lot of these women, you know, they're wicked as all hell. You know, they don't love order. All right, and the women that gravitate to these other type of worldly camps, there's no order, there's no structure. So these women that, you know, they're free to do what the hell they want to do, and just talk a lot of, you know, shit. But I'm assuming this is a woman, but you know, don't quote me on it. You know, this might be just an emotional dude. All right, but it says here you all are here trying to get clout off of a man's downfall. What are you talking about? Who's trying to get clout off of rebuking your neighbor? So by that logic, when Yahweh Shai was calling out the scribes and Pharisees for their hypocrisy, I guess he was trying to gain clout. When the prophets were rebuking the false prophets, I guess they were trying to get clout. Yes, you new age, uh, uh, you know, low attention span. Like, yo, now everybody is like, I don't, man, because it's just the mentality, man, and it gets very annoying. Ain't nobody worried about that dude and, you know, what he got going on. All we care about is defending the gospel, and when we see things that is not becoming of Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai, we detect any kind of conduct that's a misrepresentation of, you know, what this thing is all about. We're gonna say something. It has nothing to do with trying to gain clout. We don't do this for popularity. We don't do this for views. All right. As long as the men of the Lord been out there, this is what you're gonna know about us, man. We have no respecter of persons. This person said, "Why y'all so fascinated with old boy? What are you talking about? You go on our videos, we get on everybody." But they think that we having a fascination with him because the spirit just has it to where we getting on this guy. We were just getting on brother Hassad in Genesis, but we just so happen to be making a video about this guy again. Now we're fascinated. Come on, man. You sound like a fan defending a celebrity. He was brought. He has brought a lot of people into the truth. That's why the scriptures say, "Woe unto you when men shall speak well of you." You got these idiots caping and defending you. That's a problem. If like the Lord said, if the world love you, the world will love his own. You know, this man, despite the type of iniquity this man got caught in, and it's still being like, y'all not in the truth. I'm gonna just say it like this: you got an issue with what brothers are pointing out about this guy when this guy regards himself in that in a high position. Him knowing this truth and instructing all these people, and he's still doing these type of things, and y'all defending it. You're not in the truth, and they keep on bringing out what he's done. All right, but hey, if you in the know, you know the truth. Let me grab this. For you to know better, you know the truth, right? You escape the pollutions of this world, right? When you came into the knowledge of Yahushai, um, you supposed to cut that old man off along with his lust. He did all this while still being the chief priest, being out there on the highways and hedges, rebuking and cussing our people out, judging people. But now that he gets caught in sin, we gotta stand down because the man is he brought me into the truth. Shut up, man. This is Exodus 18 and was it 24? Right, here it is. Ezekiel 18 and 24 in the NLT, it says, however, if righteous people turn from their righteous behavior and start doing sinful things and act like other sinners, should they be allowed to live? Should that man even should he even be allowed to live? You know, you doing homoerotic shit in your household. You're pushing for your woman to lay with another a man, a adversary at that, because it gets you off, which is basically cuckoldry. That's sin. That's abominable. And you in the truth. It says, no, of course not. All their righteous acts will be forgotten and they will die for their sins. So, come on, man. Y'all forgetting what the scriptures is saying all over because you have a respect of persons. You're emotional over this guy. Why? Because of his ability to speak. Because he got a lot of yes men around him. He got a lot of entertainment that he uses as a gimmick, like some of these other Israelite camp leaders. Stop it, man. You making excuses for this guy is only pissing the Mosai off even more. It's a reason why Jake did not make it into the promised land. The Lord had to kill off Jake in that wilderness. We see exactly why, man. Verse 25, yet you say the Lord isn't doing what's right. Listen to me, O people of Israel. Am I the one not doing what's right, or is it you? When the righteous people turn from their righteous behavior and start doing sinful things, they will die for it. Yes, they will die because of their sinful deeds. Come on, man. And that man, he when he came into the truth and learned Yahweh Shai, he escaped the pollutions of the world. All right. Let me get was that 2 Peter 2 and 20? Yeah, 2 Peter 2 and verse 20. And it says, for if after they have escaped the pollutions of the world through the knowledge of the Lord and Savior Yahweh Shai Mashiach, they are again entangled therein and overcome, the latter end is worse with them than the beginning. You know, them demons jump back on you full throttle, and your behavior, you know, gets worse. And this guy, he's not humbling down. So who knows what else this man can fall for, man. The Lord gave you over. If the Lord gives you over to a reprobate mind, it's nothing that you won't do, even if you know the truth. Verse 21, for it had been better for them not to have known the way of righteousness, then after they have known it, to turn from the holy commandment delivered unto them. All right, and let me go to 1 Thessalonians, was it 2? There's just more unruly behavior, you know, because this dude, he's a self-willed individual, man. Very self-willed. This is 1 Thessalonians 4:1. It says, "Furthermore, then we beseech you, brethren, and exhort you by the Lord Yahweh Shai, that as you have received of us how you ought to walk and to please the Most High, so you would abound more and more. For we know what commandments we gave you by the Lord Yahweh Shai," right? The Yahweh Shai give us the liberty to give an occasion to the flesh, to walk in to walk in the lust, to fulfill the lust thereof. Come on, man. We're supposed to be the children of light. But he thinks what's done in secret is going to stay in the dark. That's not how it works. It says, "For this is the will of the Most High, even your sanctification," right? Your purity, your holiness, that you should abstain from fornication, that every one of you should know how to possess his vessel in sanctification and honor, not in the lust of concupiscence, even as the Gentiles which know not the Most High. All right. And what does that mean? NIV, it says, "Not in passionate lust like the pagans who do not know the Most High." And this dude was operating like a pagan. All right. He was behaving like a damn pagan, man. So after you've known the truth and you know Yahweh Shai and you know his example and his message, and you having knowledge of that, and you start to fulfill that kind of behavior while instructing many people, how in the hell he doesn't deserve to get the backlash that he got? And who are you to be jumping to anyone's defense? Who the hell are you? This person said he is blessed and the Most High is using him for a reason. Check your jealousy. You sound like a damn groupie. Proverbs was that 17? "He that shall justify the wicked and condemn the just, even they both are an abomination." All right. Was that Proverbs 24? Let's go to Proverbs 24 and 24. And don't worry, hey, those of you that's leaving these comments, you know, complaining, all right, giving your little emotional rants and retorts, the Most High sees that and hears that too. All right. Proverbs 24 and 24, it says, "He that saith unto the wicked, thou art righteous," and that's that free Barabbas spirit. They wanted Barabbas and they wanted Yahweh Shai turned in. All right. Jake is wicked. It says, "Him shall the people curse, nations shall abhor him, but to them that rebuke him shall be delight, and a good blessing shall come upon them." So these people are considering that this wicked person in the 24th verse should be blessed. You think that he should be blessed? You should be cursed. "He that said to the wicked," to basically to the wicked person, "thou art righteous, him shall the people curse, nations shall abhor him. But to them that rebuke him shall be delight, and a good blessing shall come upon them." So you see how these people are coming in an opposite spirit. So clearly our people ain't right, man. All right. They ain't right. "You shouldn't be making videos about this brother, man, and this and that. He's bringing people to Israel. He's waking people up." Man, shut up, man. The Most High ain't even, he not done with that guy. Apparently more stuff got out. He brought out even more receipts on this dude. And I don't, you know, and that particular dude, I mean, I have my opinions about him too. That dude's, I don't think he's right either. But I'm not going to argue with presented information. This dude clearly, he just ain't right in the spirit, man. And you trying to make you people out there trying to make a case for him and defend him, you ain't right either. Let not the reverence of some cause thee to fall. All of you are you're basically partakers of the man's sin by siding with the dude and not actually exposing the dude and rebuking him. Have no fellowship. Have no fellowship. Fellowship. Um, I'm getting tongue twisted. Paul said to have no fellowship with the unfruitful works of darkness, but rather reprove them. All right. So that's pretty much that, man. And I could tell that these same individuals, they would have hated Yahushua because Yahushua was known for, you know, he upbraided whole towns. He said that Sodom and Gomorrah would be more tolerated before you. Tyre and Zidon would outlive you. He was cussing them out, man, and they hated it. That, you know, men like Yahushua or men that represent Yahushua, the way that they conduct themselves, is pretty much a nuisance to the hypocrites, the holier than thou, the fakes, the phonies. As a matter of fact, let me grab that. Wisdom Solomon 2. This is in the G&T, and I'm gonna read verse 12, and then we'll cut out. It says, I'll read a few verses and I'm gonna cut out. It says, righteous people are nothing but a nuisance. So let's look for chances to get rid of them. And they damn sure will want to see Great Millstone. Our people, they can't stand us. If they could have their way with us, they would do things to us, man. The things that they did to the ancient prophets. Because, you know, we're known for, they hate him that rebuketh in the gate. It says they are against what we do. They accuse us of breaking the law of Moses and violating the traditions of our ancestors. Yahushua was known to do the same, you know, pointing out their hypocrisy. It says they claim to know the Most High and they call themselves the Lord's children. We can't stand the sight of people like that. Yeah, and that's what goes through their heads too, right? While defending these cult of personalities, these false prophets. It says what they are contradicts our whole way of thinking. Exactly. They are not like other people. They have strange ways. They think we strange. You know, when they disrespect us and call us bums, and you know we're jealous and envious of progress. So they think we just some strange dudes because our minds ain't stuck in Western culture or black culture. We preserving and going back to the ways of old, the old path, and Jake saying, nah, we not doing that. It says they think that our moral standards are so corrupt that everything we do should be avoided. Well, Yahushua told you that which they shall bid you observe, but don't do as they say, for they say and do not. Don't be phonies like them. It says they boast of having God for their father and believe that when it's all said and done, only the righteous shall be happy. All right. And then when you read later down the line, you know, they're just showing you, you know, how, you know, Jake can get evil and come against you. You know, they would have, you know, secret counsels and plots on how to try to accuse Yahushua so that they can crucify him. And that's what they did. And then eventually they ended up getting him crucified. You know? So, hey, this is part of bearing that cross. Knowing that Jake is going to hate you. Because the Lord said, the world cannot hate you, but me it hated. Because I testify that their works are evil. So, yeah, man, I had to say something in regards to these comments because it was actually, you know, aching my nerves. But yeah, that's pretty much that, man. Yeah, y'all do what y'all do, and we gonna see in the end, man. Because we all gonna be brought before that judgment seat eventually. So anyway, with that, I'm gonna give all honor, all praise, and glory to Yahweh Bashim Shai. Shalom.